Dude, diarrhea full of shit. Just play along, me, myself, and I, and no one else. Yo, I'm so legit. I'm tired. Wind was kind of blowing today. Had to do some shoveling, cleaning of stuff, and some repair stuff. It turns out these guys kind of do like their own repairs, and they build parts and whatnot. And you know, I like it. I this deciding to let my liver rebuild was probably the best decision to ever partake in. So, because like I said, I've talked to, that's kind of like, you're speaking my language. They got these, they keep track of all these places, and build relationships with people, who make parts, and stuff. And these, like the crusher, and the pulleys and the generators and stuff. It's like they just work on all that shit themselves. Now I'm just Joe fuck off McGee. I'm like I said, I'm gonna be a plant operator for like a month, a little over a month, I guess. I think I may have said a little, whatever I said. Then I'll be the loader operator, and get my CDL back. I'll be able to move equipment back and forth, and as well as get in a truck and deliver material. And I'll be a more valuable employee. You know, um, rebuild basic stuff. Like making hoses and stuff. Rebuilding bearings and shit like that. It's like goddamn, man. You know, but it's like a real job. I need to get me some. This weekend, I'm gonna have to go buy me some like heavy duty, pants. Um, and I already got. I'm gonna, I need. I'm ordered me some steel-toed boots. They give me a shirt, so oh, whatever. I mean, that won't really be what I'll be doing, for basically like the first year. But if I want to stick around, and kind of make a career out of that industry, be it with this particular company or somewhere else, it'll be nice if I, can show up and say, yeah, I can run the belts and the mixes, I can run the loader, I can drive the truck, I can, rebuild shit, do mechanical type shit. Um, so I remember saying, gee, maybe I should make it, try and come off the road, in the next 5 years. Then, like 3 months later, I'm like, let's make that two. Let's shoot for two. Fuck this shit. And then, how about now? And then, like I said, all of this, and it's like the fast track, you know what I mean? Oh, you just been, because I've had jobs, where, like I said, everybody got together and worked on their own trucks. You had to provide your own tools and a padlock, but there was basically a little toolbox where the passenger seat should be. So if you blew a tire or fucked something up, you just, limp it back, fix it right there on site. But you did it. It was a night job. I had those brown coveralls. I remember I busted an airline and I had to reconnect it with a new. I don't even know what it would be called, but the foreman came over and he stayed in his truck. He shined the headlights underneath the truck, and I was on my back. It was just a simple fix. It was just a hose, but it had to be like rethreaded and stuff. You were always replacing bushings, at the end of the week, for the springs. And like I said, it was, nobody went home until the last truck was done. But anyway, so, um, that's, So I've just been kind of sitting on my ass holding a steering wheel, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, the universe is like, okay, you're going to come off the road now. You know, just, you know. So don't fuck this up, right? You know. But yeah, I guess real work, man's work. You know, not that I'm a man. I'm a bitch boy. But you know, I'm doing, you know, like, you know, real shit. So I like it. I like it a lot. But the hell. Oh, I stopped by the Chinese food place. They only gave me one fortune cookie, you know, and it was gay. It said something like, oh, I forget what the Chinese thing was. I didn't even bother to look. I cared so little. But it's probably still in a trash can. But it said something like, your kindness will light up the world. Or something like that. All right, we're no longer doing business with the fortune cookie gods. They've gone limp. Whatever that even means. Yeah. Because the one is all like, trust the timing. Like I said, you, Tater Face. Did Kleber put that up, or was that up? Anyway, I don't know what have you, because you know you desperately want to have sex with me. It's funny, the lady in the office there, I shut up when I was doing the paperwork and the, you know, training, you know, for mining. Technically, I'm in the mining industry now, and you know, she's just whatever. And the next day, I shut up. She's got a bunch of makeup and shit on, so that can only mean one thing. Yet another broad in this world who desperately wants to have sex with me. So I'll try and avoid her like the plague. Because this is a good thing, you know what I mean? So unless you're female, females can shit where they eat, but dudes can't shit where they eat. Plus, I don't really. I mean, she's not like ugly. She's not ugly, but she does look better with makeup. And, you know, she's got a decent ass, I guess, whatever. But, you know, so like, just miss me with that shit. I just work here. You know? Do I look like some desperate, pitiful fool who figured he'd take a shot with low-hanging fruit? Leave me alone! But, you know, maybe I do look like some desperate, pitiful fool who wants to take a shot at low-hanging fruit. Anyway. Guess that's all. Oh, they have a bunch of petrified wood that they would find on occasion. And me being me, I'm like, is this, you know, this looks like petrified wood. And I said, is this somebody keeping this, or is this just like laying here? He's like, it's just laying here. I'm like, can I take some of this home? He's like, yeah, sure. I don't want to take all of it, but I took 2 pieces. Because I found some petrified wood, you know, here and there. My parents have a big chunk. I'll show it tomorrow. Guess that's all I gotta say about that. Yay. Ordered me some beef lo mein. Yum! Yum! And it comes with rice. and a bag of ice. Diet ice. Diet ice. Oh, yeah. Oh, my future boo thing. I knew I was forgetting something. Whose idea was it to do the tummy sounds? You know, the tum tum is always making sounds. Did you stick something down in there? You know, like down underneath your sweats? You know, because the one thing was up there kind of like on your rib cage. It's like, I wouldn't think that that would be. Were you hungry? Katie bug? Boo thing? Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Or are you trying to say something else? Mm, right. Well, what do you say we start with you, sliding them hips forward as my dick goes up, between your butt cheeks. Butt crack, not butt hole for any of you fucking faggot ass fucking earthlings out there. And you make them go wop, wop, wop. Only not like when I say that, I don't mean like blah, but just get them going. Quote, unquote, clapping and flexing. That's it. Anyway.